Hello and welcome to today's edition of URP Practical Talk. I'm your host, George Gonzalez, and today in the studio we have Dr. Vishnu Bandhu. How are
Very good,
you?
sir. Thank you.
Yes, and also we have a young lady that has come with you again. That, of course, you saw in a previous episode, but please, nonetheless, can you introduce yourself?
Okay, I'm Beatrice Metalholz Parks, and I'm the chief organizer for Region 2, Pomrun Supanam.
Great region. Yes, all right. So, how are things going for you?
We are going fine. We've been hitting the road all the time, campaigning all over, trying to get it's a lot of challenges here because, as you know, this is the first time that we are contesting local government elections. And that to show you how serious the URP is now. We came here to stay this time, not to go back. Like when we came 92, we came here to see, people didn't understand what our purpose was here. Our purpose wasn't to take power or to take, the government. Our purpose was to change the system, to see democracy prevail, to see free and fair election, and remove our dictatorship and so forth. But then we came back in the 2015. As I said earlier in the previous program, the same political party we assist to get in power, which was the PPP, in the 92 election, we came back in 2015 to help to remove them because of the wrong thing that they are doing. And that is what democracy, real democracy is about, and true democracy. Right? We are here to stay. We have given all of them a chance. We have given the PPP a chance. We give the PNC a chance. We give the APNO a chance. Now it's our turn to call the shots, and we will be calling the shots in Guyana. So we are here now to stay. We want to assure the people of Guyana that the URP is with them now to make the difference. And it is your choice now to come aboard and work for that change.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
And so, of course, this is as you said, this is the first time that you're contesting local government elections.
Yes.
Of course, there's big challenges that go with it, and of course, I feel like the biggest challenge is to really conquer or really to really attack
Yeah.
this. What, for lack of better words, is race-based politics. So
Yeah.
let's say you
Yeah.
feel that people are truly ready to more or less break the addiction from
You
that.
see, you'll find that the race-based politics is a handful of people are practicing that. The people at the higher level, the PPP, the APNO, PNC, they are practicing those kind of racism. Because that's all what they know. This is all what Chedi give them and Burnham give them. And they go down that line for 50 plus years now. Right? And that's all they know. They know nothing more. URP, the only political party from its formation from 1985 to now, has been talking about equality, talking about unity, bring people together. That's why we named the party United. It means come together, right? United Republican Party, right? It's to bring people together. We must look at each other as a human being, as a Guyanese, as a family, as a friend, as a everything. Look, if we don't have love for people, we can't serve them. And these two major political parties does not have what you call love for their people, especially the PPP. Because the PPP is an atheist party, a communist political party, does not believe in God. Right? And you are telling me 97% of the people in Guyana call themselves religious people. If you're religious people, you believe in God, and you're talking about God and preaching about God, and then you're serving a communist political party who does not believe in what you believe, to run your life. Well, tell me what kind of people you are. You are a totally hypocrites, right? In our country. Like people doesn't understand what they are doing. That is why God probably is not blessing us. We got so much a thing here because you are telling me one side, I believe in you, God. On the other side, you're telling the communist political party, what doesn't believe in God, that I believe in you too. You can't serve two masters. You cannot serve two masters at the same time. You can't serve God and you can't serve non-God. Either you serve the non-God or you serve God. That is what it breaks down to. But you know what? People are not looking at policies. People are looking, my hair is straight and your hair is curly. Me have voted the straight hair man and you have voted curly hair man. But I am telling you, and I said it previously on this thing, if you're going to vote for me because I'm an Indian, don't vote for me. I'm telling you clear. I don't need the vote. But if you're voting for me because you see that myself and the URP had a vision for Guyana, you're welcome to join and come aboard because we are looking for honest people. We are looking for sincere people. We are looking for truthful people to serve and people with love in their heart for their fellow brothers and sisters. That's what we are looking for. You know, I never go out here. I'm telling you this. I never go out and campaign out there for people to come as leaders in the URP. The people who comes in the URP as leader come just by themselves. Miss Park, I never go to her. She come to me. And you know what I said? That's a divine blessing.
Yeah, he brought her
Right?
to you.
God brought them to us. Because God knew our heart. God knew that we want to see our people in the best way as we can. We want to see our people have jobs. We want to see our people be happy. We want to see our people not only work for a salary to buy food, but work for a salary to buy food and have a little saving at the side so that you can take your family on a vacation probably once a year and show them what life is outside. And this is what you are here talking about. This is the kind of policy we want. We want to tell you, the people, you're killing yourself to go to New York and Canada and so forth. What about if we bring New York right here? And we bring Canada or wherever you want to go right here? Because the same thing New York have, we can have it. Right?
There'll be
And
no need to emigrate.
yeah, look, we have actually more people in the United States than we have in Guyana. Right? If 10% of those people decide to come in Guyana with their expertise and from Canada, Guyana will fly and become maybe like New York or even better than New York. Because those are the people helping to build New York and building Canada and Toronto and all those places. We have the personnel, but we are not giving them a chance because we are so selfish. If we think a man is more bright than us, right? We don't want him around us because we want to keep the power. You know, this is the major political party attitude. They do not want to see somebody who brighter than them or who more intelligent than them. They want to keep you down. So they say, jump, you say how high. You know, both of those political parties, they have no and the PPP. Jump how high? You are here telling you, when we say jump, you must ask the question why. Don't jump. Ask why you have to jump. You must have the intelligence to do this kind of thing. Otherwise, we can move forward in Guyana. And this is what the URP, as I mentioned to you, URP does not believe that the political party should have involved in this local government election. That's why we did not involve in last one. But if we don't we see that the political party would not change their stand because they feel when they go in local government election, wherever they win, they control the area. So they want to control people all the time. URP say no. We want the people to be independent. We want the people to be thinkers so that they can develop their life. Let the brain work. Don't make the brain sleep. Right? And this is why we want people to be independent. And the reason that the URP contests this thing, because we do not want the PPP and the PNC and the AFC and so to dominate the people's life. So we are here in between to make a difference in Guyana. And we are not talking about the NDC, how they used to talk about. We want to take the NDC further. We are talking about the economy in your area. We are talking that we will try to get people, as long as we win those areas, we will try to get investors to come and invest in the area and create jobs for the people. People do not have to leave their home and go in the bush to work and split their family up and break their family up. They will be able to work in their own community. And that's the vision of the URP.
Yes, and I like that because what I realize and I find it very interesting, kind of different than most nations here, where it's that typically most nations when you have different states or different regions, different provinces, they have the central government, their federal government, but they for the most part each state almost competes with each other to try to bring in more jobs, to try to bring more development. That you don't really
But
do you see
this
that?
this is why I'm saying that we believe that every region should be able to sustain themselves. And if we can able to get that, it means they will compete against each other, region, to see who are the best. And I'll tell you what, region 2 is the most important region in my book right now in this country because it has the most richness. Right? Region 2 must be able to have everything that Georgetown have. They don't have to come and spend their money in Georgetown. Spend it in your own region and develop your own region. Region 10 should get the same thing as Georgetown got. And each region should get the same thing that we have here in Georgetown and try to develop themselves. Don't take the wealth from region 2 and bring it on region 4, and the wealth from region 10 and bring it in region 4. Right? Let the wealth circulate in their own region to build their own region. That is why I am so against the cutting up of these estates and make it into schemes. You spend millions of dollars to develop these estate infrastructure, and now you cut it down. You say Kane is now for you cut it down and start fill up all those those trenches and canals and dam, and giving people house land. Now, how would you expect Guyana to open? Guyana got so much of land, and you're focusing only on one area. How would Guyana really open 83,000 square miles? Huh? We have land in Guyana that we can distribute amongst each one of our citizens in Guyana. And make Guyana grow 1, 2, 3. We have the land to do it. The government never give you anything. Even though the land they say you're applying for, look the amount of money they're charging you for it. Look, government never give you anything. All those house lot and schemes and so they open. If they take $1 from you, it means you pay for it. When you give somebody, it's when you give somebody. You don't have to pay for nothing. Right? But if you tell me you got to pay for this survey, you got to pay for this and that, but when you fix a price on it, that okay, you got $2 million now to pay for a house lot. This government raised them triple time. the amount of money that the last government used to take for house lots and so. You know, this government only is trying to squeeze the blood out of the people. Look, rice. We used to pay a few dollars a acre for rice. The tax. Today we are paying $15,000 an acre for tax on the rice. $15,000. You know, look the difference. What you're paying before you used to pay, a little sum, and all these money are creating and generating like this, killing the people to fill a handful of people pocket in parliament. You know, you are slaving, you are working like dogs, and they're enjoying life. And they're laughing at you because you're stupid. The people out there so stupid, you know, the people in the parliament laughing at them because they're stupid. And many of them deserve it because you go and talk to some people, they live in a little cow pen, a little hut. And if you hear them talk about the PPP and the PNC and they want to kill you for them, if the PPP was so good, how come you live in a little, a thing like this? Eh? How come you live under this condition? These people were so good. You're not seeing, you're not thinking. That's why I always say, to change Guyana, you got to first start to change the way of your thinking. And you have to change yourself first before you can help to change somebody.
Absolutely,
You
yes.
know?
And so, well, I'd definitely like to move it over to you, Mrs. Parks, and I'd like to ask, how is this message that Dr. Bandu is speaking of, how is it received out in the Pomeroon?
Okay, let me say about Pom
Sure.
charity,
Mm-hmm.
because there is where I can tell I'm living there.
Yeah, yeah. Tell us what you know.
And I
Yeah.
have lots of relatives there.
Mm.
Into the palm room of itself, the message that Mr. Bandu is giving there and putting over to the people, it's a true message. I can say it's true. Because at Palm Room, for instance, it's an agriculture area. Lots of resource, very rich in agriculture, but they have a setback. And the setback is drainage is a serious issue there. The market exporting, it's a serious issue. Pomeroon, it's a place that people, their lives are invested in farming and they work hard. But they need the help where the drainage can become better and the produce will have the quality standard as it should. Because if you don't have drainage, you cannot get quality standard. It's very rich in all resources you could think about. But the people are not getting the kind of help that they need. And I can rightfully say so because many times they would meet. They would meet with me because I'm a fields person. They would say, Miss Parks, we don't have drainage. It's clogged up, the canals is blocked. Our farms going down. We need these things. We need market. We don't have enough market. And whoever have the market now, they have to sell to them for a small amount of money. Sometimes they get a good price. But then again, when you look at the label and you look at the drainage system, there is where now the farmer suffers. You will find that the big farmers that have invested and so on, They'll have a little more, they always have an edge over the smaller farmer. The smaller farmer is the hard-working farmer that depends on what they plant, not for export alone, but for their own kitchen. And I always look at the smaller people, where I would call them the working class. The smaller people that don't have this X amount of money, they are always the sufferers. And I, for one, would like to encourage Pomeroon farmers, even farmers all across Guyana, but Pomeroon farmers, I would encourage them to come on board with URP. Because as the chief organizer in that area, I am sure that representation can be done for farmers. But we need them to come on board so that once they come on board with URP, then URP will know that, okay, they're here with us, they need our support. And they support us, we have to support them too. So Pomeroon is a lovely place. It's an agriculture place. But the farmers, especially the small farmers, they are suffering. They are suffering. They really need help. And I think that Guyana, as a whole and for Region 2, can become a better place if farmers can really get that type of a help. So I'm asking the Pomeroon farmers and farmers on the whole also to come on board with URP.
And I hear what you're saying, and I feel like it resonates with me because I feel that, in especially for a job such as farming, as agriculture, it's something that requires months of your life. It's a full time job, more or less. It's that if something is a full time job, that you would feel that one should be able to live off of that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that is why I mentioned drainage. Because if you don't, right now they have clogged canals in the Pomeroon,
And that's causing flooding.
and that is causing flood. That would cause the farmer to suffer. Because he may not get his produce, but and if he does get the produce, it would not be of the quality. So in areas like those, drainage is a must. Drainage is a must. And let me just go to what Mr. Bandu was saying, Dr. Bandu was saying earlier on about schemes. And rightfully what he said, that's true. Because look at it. If you take a estate and you build schemes, okay? Now, those schemes are built there, but then what else is there? What else is there? It's like there's no job creation. There's nothing else. People have to go into the bush. Families have to suffer at home. And that is what's happening on charity. That is what's happening on charity. And there's where children become vulnerable. Because parents away, mothers and fathers sometimes away into the bush, depend on someone to take care of the kids at home. They depend on the money to send from the mining. And even now, I mean, this is just getting into this now. Miners are suffering big time in this country. I can tell you because I'm a small miner. Miners have been promised help. They have been promised everything that's good. And unfortunately, all those promises, I don't know where they have vanished away. Small miners are suffering seriously. And, I would encourage small miners also. As a miner, I would encourage small miners to come on board with URP and let representation be done for them. Because as a small miner, I can fully represent small miners. Most small miners have closed down. What's happening to their families? Their families are suffering. Their families are suffering big time right now because some of them don't have anything else to depend on. And when they go and work with other people, they are sometimes are not being paid or they're being underpaid. So in Guyana as a whole, where it comes to people are suffering in this country, and we have to be very honest with ourselves. If we can't be honest to the people that voted for us, well, then we are not honest with ourselves. People are suffering in this country, and people needs help. And when I see kids, I'm a social worker also. When I see kids crying out and kids suffering, that's hurting me very, very bad. I'm hurting. I'm hurting because they're suffering. Sometimes children don't get to go to school because the parents don't have money. Mothers depend on fathers to send money. But the mines are serious business right now. Agriculture is serious business because drainage in where I'm living at Charity, it's Pagasi land. Drainage, it's a serious business because they have a squat in there that have lately been rising a sense that people have numbers, but then no drainage. People are suffering because all sorts of sickness you would get from a place that's not being properly drained. So I'm looking at, these various illnesses that is affecting my community, my region too. And I love region two. And Pomeroon really needs help. So I am asking that Pomeroonians come on board with URP.
Definitely. And it really sounds like, so to you, you really feel like this is the party that is going to bring some improvement to these sectors.
Yes, and great improvement too.
All right.
Once you have the right people on board, great improvement.
So, Doc, yeah. So how's that? I'm pretty sure it's a
I
powerful support
yes,
for the
yes.
yes for the
You know, we
party.
have been getting this kind of support all over.
Mm,
You know, people come to the realization that thing has to be changed here,
yeah.
real change, not just exchange like the last government to this government. That's an exchange. You're talking about real change now. You know, and that is why I like to appeal again before we leave. I know time is coming up. To the audience out there who are listening us, please don't stay home. Go out and vote and put your X against the cowhead, the URP. Tell your children, tell your friends, your family, your neighbors to go out. Let us it's the first step of making a real change in Guyana. As you know, 20 odd years, all your NDC and your township is in the same position. There's no difference. So you want a real change? Let us work together to make a real change. And we will be able to do it. We are not promising you anything. We are telling you that we will work together to achieve whatever you want in Guyana. I thank you and may God bless you.
Well, so yes, thank you. So good note to leave us on. So thank you for
Thank
coming
you,
in,
sir.
Dr.
Thank you.
Bandu. So yes, thank you for coming in, Mrs.
Thank you.
Peters,
It's
Mrs.
a
Holden
pleasure to
Pizza.
be here.
Yes. And so that is all the time that we have for this edition of URP Practical Talk. As always, I'm your host, George Gonzalez, and we'd like for you to check out the website, www.urpguyana.com, or you can even go on our Facebook, URP Guyana. And thanks again for watching.